Welcome back to DHN. I'm your host, as always, Wade Teamer. I want to thank you for joining us for another edition of this clear, consistent crypto content. We're starting the week talking about Hedera, folks. We're going to go over some recent updates that unfolded over the last week or so, starting with Bank Social's new cloud payment platform for credit unions. And as you can see by the highlight, it does incorporate IBM technology. We're also going to talk about a new application coming to Hedera. This is courtesy of Ginfinity.io. MoFlix and the Hashgraph Association propel Web3 adoption with Flig's mobile. I'll just say this, folks. Helium, you better watch your back. Now, we also have another small story. Hedera has joined as a founding member the ISAC. This is a quick story. We're probably going to start here just to get it out of the way, but our main focus will be the Citadel wallet coming soon to the market, and it's fully supporting all of the Hedera network. Now, I was able to do a little bit more digging into the wallet, and I can't wait to share with you guys the information that I have found. But let's dive into this small story first here, guys. Let's get this out of the way. Hedera joins Crypto ISAC as a founding member. So, the Crypto ISAC is Information Sharing and Analysis Center. It's a nonprofit association dedicated to enhancing security efforts across the crypto ecosystem. It has been launched with Hedera joining as a founding member alongside Aleo, Circle, Coinbase, Consensus, Evertas, Fireblocks, Kraken, Off-Chain Labs, Red Balloon Security, Ruby Capital, Solana Foundation, and Trail of Bits. This is going to focus on ongoing security risks that the crypto industry is facing. It underscores the importance of reliable information sharing and coordinated security measures at an industry level. And they state that immediately they are going to be focusing on these 5 strategic objectives: establishing a trusted environment, sharing unbiased information, managing quality of information dissemination, encouraging collaboration, and ensuring resiliency. So I feel like this association, this relationship is going to go a long way towards addressing the problem that we faced technically we can call it last month, where an application decided to tokenize a BlackRock financial instrument, and they used Hedera as the supporting network. The problem was mainstream crypto outlets took that story and butchered it, filled it with misinformation, so forth and so on. I've noticed that since then, Hedera has taken the steps needed to address that problem. There are more sources for blockchain data, ledger data focused on Hedera starting to pop up, as well as you have players like Ginfinity, and myself included, that are starting to report on the actual utility in the space. So with that, let's dive into this next story. MoFlix and the Hashgraph Association propelling Web3 adoption with Flig's mobile launch. Now, before we dive into the article and get the details, I just want to show you the main page here, guys. We're talking about mobile phone coverage. Now, last week we were just talking about how Helium is one of Solana's most powerful value drivers on that network because of how far-reaching their mobile network has become. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a similar situation is making its way to Hedera. And I'm starting to notice a trend here. A lot of these layer 1 networks, they are really digging into multi-purpose use cases. I'm starting to see the same types of things pop up on different chains. If Hedera dives into gaming, which it appears that they are, man, I might have to change the strategy up. But the website here reminds you of a typical mobile phone carrier's website. However, there's some significant advantages. Everything about this is decentralized, and your phone network and your information, that's stored strictly on the ledger. So this is a very interesting product, and I like this statistic here. Download speeds in megabytes per second compared to AT&T and Verizon. That's almost double. They are twice as fast as the existing 5G networks on the market, the top 2 at least. So that's very interesting, guys. And again, if you want to go to their website, Flig's Mobile, you can check their coverage map there. But let's dive into the announcement, because Consensus was this weekend, guys, and every year there are a boatload of announcements that come from this event, and this one was much the same. The announcement goes, MoFlix, in collaboration with the Hashgraph Association, is set to revolutionize the telecommunications industry with the launch of Flix Mobile. This innovative wireless carrier integrates telecom and Web3 technologies, paving the way for mass Web3 adoption. The launch, taking place at Consensus, marks a significant milestone in the digital transformation of telecom services. A little background on MoFlix. They're a forward-thinking company that provides next-generation digital solutions aimed at transforming how telecom operators conduct business. Its telco tech platform combines modern digital telecom propositions with disruptive tech capabilities, creating a comprehensive web-scale software as a service platform. So not only do they have their own flagship mobile service, but they also allow you to create these services on your own network, which is going to be very key. At the same time, there is a bit of a barrier because of the established telecom market. So seeing Helium take this route, seeing MoFlix through Flix Mobile take this route, it's very interesting. Definitely an uphill battle, though. I don't want to create a pie in the sky vision here, but the potential is very big here. And you can see this tweet from October of last year. They say, in collaboration with T-Mobile and the Hashgraph Association, MoFlix Group, MVNO Flix, has announced the integration of a non-custodial wallet into its mobile app, enabling decentralized ID, Web3, and fintech services, including payments, powered by Hedera. So this mobile application will also serve as a non-custodial Web3 wallet, which is going to be a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. So you have reflections in this particular piece of the Solana saga. So what I'm starting to see now is that these chains, there's a bit of a competition. We have reached a point where we know what works. We know what products are needed where, and it just seems like now the industry is focusing on those core things. That's just my perspective. That's just how I'm looking at it, over the top view for sure. But this is a very interesting application, guys. The rest of this article goes into more history about Flix Mobile themselves. You know, I'll leave a link down to this article either in the description or as the pinned comment, so that way you can check this out. But that's a great story, man. Mobile technologies coming to Hedera. Happy to see it. Very happy to see it, guys. But let's get into something a bit bigger. We're talking about cloud native payments for credit unions. Now, Bank Social is an application on Hedera I have been watching for a number of months because I get the product. They're trying to bring in credit unions into this new digital payments future. And they have been on a roll recently. Announced last week, May 28th, Bank Social, breaking cost barriers for banking payment solutions, commercially launches first fully cloud native payment for credit unions. And as you can see, I have it highlighted here, combines real-time payments functionality with IBM MQ and Hedera. Let's dive into this, guys. Bank Social has uniquely launched the first fully cloud-native implementation to connect the RTP network from the clearinghouse, combining Google Cloud, IBM MQ, and Hedera capabilities. The result is broad availability of instant payments for even the smallest banks and credit unions, compatible with existing digital banking and core solutions. They go on to state that we continuously push to bring new services to our members. This is coming from Elizabeth Osborne, Chief Operations Officer of Great Lakes Credit Union. That's very close. Another reason why I've kept my eyes on Bank Social, their work is in my area, and that's rare right now. We are so early that, folks, what you see starting to bubble up, those are the real first movers. Because now that it's starting to really have a real world impact, it's no longer just on Twitter, just on YouTube. It's in the streets now. This is how you know that we're going into a next phase, guys. But let's finish this out here. She says the Bank Social real-time payment solutions delivers advanced economical payment capabilities and simple integration with our existing core and digital banking platforms. We are excited to launch this new service. And then there's another quote from the Senior VP and Chief Operations Officer of the Credit Union of Texas, Angela Faust. She said, Bank Social has been instrumental in developing and launching an innovative open source banking platform that aligns perfectly with our commitment to provide exceptional service and technological advancement. So you have two pretty notable credit unions here in the United States, another key point, that are already preparing to launch this platform. And again, it's all running on Hedera. Now, to address the point of the IBM MQ integration, they go into that here. They say today's financial services can make new products expensive to install and maintain, challenging the affordability of modern payment solutions like real-time payments for smaller institutions. To address these challenges, the Bank Social development team brought together 4 critical technologies to more efficiently enable the RTP network for credit unions. Now, when we get into these 4 critical technologies, we're going to notice something very interesting here, starting with the RTP network. They say they're thrilled to partner with Bank Social, the industry's first end-to-end cloud-native consumption-based cost model that represents a new step in bringing the capabilities of the RTP network to an even broader market. Over a year in development, this new implementation will support the unique needs of credit unions of all sizes and their members. They've been working on this for over a year. Again, this is why I love crypto, guys. So much stuff goes on behind the scenes that we don't even see until it's just about ready to hit the market. Let that sink in, folks. They've been working with the clearinghouse for over a year now, integrating this RTP network across Hedera's ledger for credit unions. Now, continuing, IBM MQ. This one was new to me, but it says Bank Social leveraged IBM and Hedera partner TXMQ's expertise in IBM MQ and RTP network onboarding to integrate the IBM MQ platform, which underpins a large percentage of global financial transactions, including real-time payments. So you have an IBM integration. That's not surprising. IBM governing council member had a relationship with Hedera for a number of years. And when it comes to payments, IBM is no rookie either. If you remember a few years back, they created the WorldWire. At the time, it was running alongside Stellar. And if you look at the documentation, Stellar network is still compatible. However, they've opened up their payment processing capabilities to include other ledgers, and we're seeing evidence of that right now with Hedera. And then lastly, Google for Startups for Cloud program. As a participant of Google Startups for Cloud program, Bank Social created a fully cloud-native solution using Google Kubernetes engine to drive economical application and infrastructure modernization for domestic credit unions. So that one is going to help on the developer side, potentially building out APIs and other forms of connectivity between their traditional system and this Bank Social cloud setup. So that's going to be very powerful, guys. Like this in and of itself, we need to give another 12 months and let it unfold. But I'm telling you, Bank Social is a very key player to watch in the Hedera ecosystem. Not only for the fact that when it comes to the ethos for Hedera and their relationship with credit unions, there's that existing synergy there. On top of that, we've been studying the migration of credit unions into the crypto space. And in 2021, a piece of regulation was passed by the National Credit Union Administration that slowly began to provide guidance on DLT technologies to the industry. And it also allowed, under the incidental powers provision, credit unions to partner and refer members to third-party providers that allow members to buy, sell, and hold uninsured cryptocurrencies as long as they are careful not to create an agency or brokerage relationship. So, to avoid creating agency or a brokerage relationship, you build a technical relationship. And that is exactly what Bank Social is doing for credit unions here in the United States on Hedera. What do I always tell you about Hedera? It is America's DLT, ladies and gentlemen. Now, with that, guys, let's dive into the main feature here, the Citadel hardware wallet. I've been following this one for a number of months as well, because I believe that we're going to enter an age in this market where hardware will be everything. And hardware will also be the key differentiator between these assets, because not a lot of them are building hardware that supports their network. So let me tell you the advantage with this. Instead of having to go through the traditional channels that we're accustomed to, Coinbase, Uphold, Binance, whatever, or a decentralized exchange, in this case, a Saucer Swap, things like that, right? Stater Labs. Well, with this Citadel wallet, what it's going to do is put all of those individual applications in the palm of your hand. In the palm of your hand, folks. That's why I'm watching this Citadel wallet so closely. So, like I mentioned, consensus was this past weekend, and so much was announced, so much was shown off. This appears to be the expo, the tech expo, the E3, the GDC of crypto. That's consensus. But guys, take a look at this wallet, man. I really like how this is shaping up, and it appears that your, main display will be in that circle there, and your navigational buttons will be these two down here. The circle design choice, different. It will definitely help it stand out on a shelf. But what interests me the most, guys, when I dug into the Citadel wallet a bit more is, of course, this NFT right here, which we'll talk about in a second. But I found an article on Medium that was published last year in August that talks about not only an update for the coming NFT launch, but it also breaks down the technical build of this wallet. And, I'm just a nerd for gadgets and things like that. So I found it to be very interesting when they talked about how the different components are verified, and they had to go through the process of getting the ISO certifications for each individual element. There's paperwork involved around the chips that go into this thing. Like this article written by Citadel, there's another author though that they have writing for them, but this gives us an excellent breakdown. It should have its own video. So I'll set that aside. Later this month, we'll dive into that, guys. Another feature from this Citadel wallet that I'm really excited about is this card. Peggy Caesar, it's another author for Citadel right now, put this together in excellent fashion. So what this is going to be is just the way it looks, ladies and gentlemen. This card wallet will be connected to your hardware, your Citadel wallet. And everything you can do with that Citadel wallet, you'll be able to do with this card. But they take it to another level. I was reading into this, right? And it's going to have some very interesting features. Let's start here. Security. Citadel wallet uses cutting-edge, tamper-proof, secure chip technology that is EAL 6+ certified for maximum security. It'll also have PIN protection. So that's the same setup that traditional credit and debit card users are used to. In addition, you also have a seed phrase backup. So that way, if you lose your card, your assets are still safe. As opposed to a traditional credit or debit card, where if you lose that card, any money on that card is gone. This is what's going to change the game. This is what makes crypto, DLT, blockchain technology so interesting, folks, is because they're taking everything that we do on a daily basis and making it more efficient, streamlining it, making it simpler. The beauty about it, right? And then lastly, immutable security. Hedera account keys remain within the wallet, eliminating external vulnerabilities. Yeah, you're going to need that, because once this thing hits the market and people find out that it's functioning as intended, you're going to have some scalability problems because I can imagine a lot of these getting out very quickly. And then you also have the element to think about. Seeing other people using this card is what's going to have people like, okay, hey, where'd you get that? Let me get one. Then they start learning about Hedera, Web3, blockchain, DLT, so forth and so on. Welcome to the rabbit hole, right? Now, there was another, yes, here. supported Hedera transactions. Similar to our Citadel hardware wallet, the card wallet will support a majority of Hedera network services, such as Hedera and USDC storage and transfers. The reason why I'm so interested in that is because when you go to spend this card in public, it needs to work just like a regular credit or debit card. It needs to resemble what Coinbase's offering is with their card, where you can select to spend from different currencies. The key thing here is that it's always being converted back down to USDC, which is a conduit for the dollar. So when I read this, I was very excited to see that they implemented that system, because it's going to make the spending and receiving of your dollars so much easier. And here's another element that landed on me this morning: the spending of HBAR. How much of that is going to have sell pressure on the HBAR that's in circulation? That's another question that I'm digging into. But having USDC as an alternative means of payment prevents that. So look at it this way. Through your Citadel card wallet, you can spend your USDC. In the Citadel wallet, you can have your hash pack or your HBAR sitting in your hash pack accumulating interest. You can then take that interest, convert it into USDC that's spendable with your card. This is what I'm imagining here if they pulled this off correctly. And I got faith in them. I do. I got faith in this entire industry, folks. You guys know that. I mean, I don't try to ignore the downsides. I'm just a very optimistic guy, and I want to see people win. Now, if you want to get your hands on one of these, unfortunately, we missed the mint. We did. And as your leader, I take responsibility for that. However, we saw, this sale, Guardians of the Citadel. It was an NFT launch project that they decided to kick off towards the end of last year. And basically, you get an Ice Knight, you get one wallet, you get a Fire Knight, I believe it's 2 wallets. Nature Knight will give you 3 wallets, and then the Golden Knight will be airdropped to existing NFT holders, as well as I believe they're going to be doing a snapshot. I'd have to double check that, but that one will come in the airdrop. Now, the reason they did this was 2 purposes. One, is to give back to the early supporters of the Citadel wallet, as well as there is an IP element to this, because these Guardians of the Citadel, let's see if we can pull one up here. Yes, these Guardian of the Citadel NFTs, guys, were put together by AAA Gaming Studio. Now, I just said if they decided to jump into gaming, we'd have an issue on our hands. But when we read the documentation, courtesy of Hedera Head Starter, which is where you can get this information for yourself. But they go into how there are plans to build on this IP, Guardians of the Citadel IP. They're talking about games here, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever else could come from that. So that's very interesting to me. You guys already know when we have our Web3 gaming discussions, I'm looking for signature characters. I'm looking for IPs that can emerge, that can attract in people, that you can build a brand around. You can build story around, because these are the elements that really matter, guys, when you're trying to put something new, whether it's on chain or off chain. The direction that a lot of these companies are taking, they resemble what's existing already in traditional markets. So you just got to take that blueprint and lay it over here, what they're doing, and it gives you the best guide. That's just my 2 cents, folks. But let's get into some of the features here for the product. And this again confirmed my excitement about this hardware wallet and how it's going to be the mainstream gateway for the Hedera network. High security EAL 6+ secure element, secure microprocessor with trust zone. One of these medium articles, this one here, talked about the process that they had to go through to secure these chips. This is also contributing to how long it's taking for these to hit the market, a public sale. They had to gather all of these individual components, folks, from different parts of the planet and then piece them together. And then there's a lot of other paperwork associated, trade issues, things like that. But they made it through that, and they're ready to give us this product, guys. And it's going to be secured with Bluetooth connectivity. Again, full support for all Hedera services. long battery life, which is very, very crucial. I talk up SafePal a lot, but I'll tell you, yeah, the battery life on that thing is not very, it is not very long. I mean, I have enough battery life to turn it on, see what I got on there, move, make a transaction, and then that's it. But I'm okay with that because, your hardware wallet is not, at least current hardware wallets, they're not very functional. The only thing they're used for is to store your funds. So, I mean, as long as it turns on the next time I press that button, I'm okay. But I think this longer battery life will contribute to the extra features that they plan on incorporating into the wallet as well. USB-C communication that'll be used for updating, integrated storage, and software development kit. That software development kit is also talked about here in this Medium article. And what that is going to be is a way for current developers on the Hedera network to incorporate their apps into the Citadel wallet a lot easier. So we just covered how Flix Mobile is making its way to Hedera. You can imagine a scenario like this. They run the SDK for the Citadel wallet. What's stopping you from being able to check your phone from your hardware wallet? Or the other services that Flix is looking to offer in the realm of Web3 and other forms of customer engagement. You may or may not be able to access those applications through the Citadel wallet. That's what having the software development kit gives you. So again, I'll leave links to all of the articles here, guys, that I run through. So that way you can take this information, dig further into it yourself. Let me read this to you too. The list of specific services from Hedera that they currently support and will be supporting on launch. Native currency for Hbar store and transfer. Hedera token service. Fungible token association store and transfer, HTS NFT store and transfer. So NFTs on Hedera, smart contract signage on Hedera, Hedera consensus service message submit transactions, native staking. That's the powerful one right there. Native staking. You're going to have theoretically a future where people will be able to stake Hbar from their hardware wallet. Now, the key thing to pay attention to is how many hardware wallets hit this market. At some point, it's going to have to be reported how the numbers are syncing up. The more wallets that hit the market, the higher the price of Hbar is going. People are trying to figure out why. Well, it's because more and more people are not only buying Hbar to set up the wallet, but now they're securing their Hbar, which is strengthening the network and bringing more value in. That's why I'm so excited about this hardware wallet, folks, is because the hardware, having hardware, it makes your offering tangible. And that's the simplest way to get to the mainstream. Put it in my hand. What can I do with it? When I talk to people that are not in the crypto space, that is the very first thing they ask me. What can I do with it? What can I do with it that I can't already do from my iPhone? That's what they ask. So you have to watch for the products that directly address that issue. So, for example, Citadel Wallet is going to incorporate all of Hedera's applications, services, NFTs. So, what you can do with this, let's just say you want to go and make a transaction at your store, and they have a program where if you scan this QR code, you can get a certain NFT that'll give you a discount on the product you're looking for. Well, fortunately, you have your Citadel wallet that allows you to read those QR codes and receive those NFTs. And thanks to other ecosystem relationships like Mondelez International, SKUX, let's not forget the ticketing side. Again, that SDK will allow other Hedera applications to be integrated into the Citadel wallet. So, in a real-world setting, that Citadel wallet is going to be a very, very key piece of hardware. And again, I'm very optimistic. That's just me, though. Hardware wallets, they have the issue of just a change in consumer behavior around where money is stored. So we do have to look at that aspect. That will take time to change. That's understandable. But I don't see it as an immovable object. Not at all. I read a quote the other day. A group of passionate individuals that focus on one specific goal can do more than a single individual focused on that same objective. I just paraphrased the heck out of that, but I think you guys see what I'm getting at here. With the pre-established momentum Hedera already has, community support, and the numbers continuing to grow, I cannot wait for that hardware wallet to hit the market. With that, folks, that's all I got for you. Thank you for coming back once again. Another wonderful edition. Listen, if you're looking to pick up some crypto, I'm using Uphold right now. It's an exchange partner of the channel. They've been a partner for a couple of years. So yes, if you decide to use the link down in the description, I will get compensated. I want to thank you in advance. But let me tell you why you should dive into Uphold. Not only do they support Hedera, they also have a investment basket where you can invest in tokens like Hedera, XRP, XDC, Stellar, all in the same boat, which is very interesting. On top of that, it exposes you to gold and other fiat currencies. And they also have a Bitcoin vault. Now, right now, it's a self-custody option that right now only supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. However, these are just a few of the products that you'll be exposed to once you sign up with the link in the description. With that, it's time for the best part. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.